If you're living in Florida right now and you've caught yourself thinking, should we move to Connecticut? Would that actually be worth it? You're not alone. Most people assume the migration story in the United States is simple. People leave the Northeast and move south. But something interesting has been happening over the past few years. Every year, somewhere between 7,500 and 9,000 people actually move from Florida to Connecticut. And for a lot of people watching this, that number is probably surprising because Florida has sunshine, lower taxes, and warm weather. So why would thousands of people leave Florida for a place with cold winters and higher taxes? That's exactly what we're going to break down in this video. By the end, you'll be able to say, yes, this makes sense for my stage of life, or no, Florida still fits us a whole lot better. If we haven't met yet, my name is David Constant. I'm a real estate agent here in the Hartford metro area, and I help families relocate to towns like West Hartford, Glastonbury, Wethersfield, Farmington, and Avon, and a bunch of other towns that people don't always understand until they see how the region actually works. If you're thinking about moving to Connecticut and you want a local reality check, this channel is built for you. And if you like what you see, be sure to download my relocation guide below. It has everything you need to know about moving to the area. Let's get into the reasons this move can be worth it. First up on our list is public schools. Connecticut is consistently top tier. Let's start with one of the biggest reasons for families. This is usually the real driver behind the Florida to Connecticut conversation, and that's public schools. Connecticut consistently ranks near the top nationally for K through 12 education. While it hubs states with the best and worst school systems, ranked Connecticut number 2. Now, rankings aren't everything, but here's why this matters in real life. In a lot of Florida markets, families feel like they're constantly trying to thread a needle. Which neighborhood feeds which school? Which pockets are strong? Which ones aren't? And what happens if the zone lines change? In Connecticut suburbs, many towns are built around the idea that the public school system is one of the town's main products. So you see more consistent district investment, strong extracurriculars, athletics, and arts programs. A culture where community events and school events overlap. And for many families, less pressure to go private to feel confident. If schools are one of your top priorities, especially if you have younger kids, Connecticut is one of the most school-focused states in the country. And that's a big reason families put it on the short list. Number 2, you're near multiple major metros, not just one. One of the underrated strengths of Connecticut, it's how compact and connected the Northeast is. From Hartford, you're only about 2 hours from New York City and about an hour and 45 minutes to Boston. And it's not just cool trivia. It changes what your weekends and your opportunities look like. Because suddenly, big concerts and events are realistic. And you can do weekend city trips without turning it into a full vacation. You also have access to professional networking and career access. And you don't feel like you're choosing between the suburbs or everything going on in the world. Connecticut gives you a home base that feels stable and suburban, but you still have major cities within reach. And that combination is a big reason people choose the area. Number 3, commutes are shorter than many people expect. Another surprise for people looking at Connecticut, the commute reality. According to US Census data, the mean travel time to work is about 26 minutes in overall Connecticut and about 23 minutes in Hartford. And those numbers matter because commute time is one of those things that doesn't seem like a big deal until you get it back. If you save even 20 minutes a day each way, that's more time with your kids, more time for a walk after dinner, more time to actually cook and eat at home, and less stress and less we're always running behind. A shorter commute isn't just transportation. It changes your entire lifestyle. It's the difference between your evenings feeling rushed versus your evenings feeling like they're actually yours. Number 4, higher household incomes in many Connecticut communities. Let's talk income. Because relocation decisions aren't just about cost, they're about earning power and stability. Connecticut's median household income is about $95,000, and many suburbs around Hartford are significantly higher. This is one of the reasons the Hartford region works so well for people in fields like healthcare, insurance and finance, engineering, education, and hybrid and remote professional work. A lot of households that thrive here aren't ultra wealthy. They're simply 2 working professionals who want a region where a normal professional income can still build a good life. Number 5, Hartford's job base is stronger than outsiders assume. This is something people often underestimate. The Hartford region has a real professional backbone. The area is anchored by industries like insurance, healthcare, higher education, and professional services. Workers in the metro area earn wages that are historically above the national average, which helps support stable careers, homeownership, and a predictable family life. People sometimes assume that Hartford is just a small city, but it's actually a region with serious employers in stable industries, which is why the suburbs around it have remained attractive for decades. Number 6. Universities, elite schools, and dense higher education corridor. Another factor that shapes a region more than people realize is higher education. Connecticut sits inside one of the most concentrated higher education corridors in the entire country. Within the state itself, you have institutions like Yale University, University of Connecticut, Wesleyan, and many more. And within a few hours, you also have universities like Harvard, MIT, and Brown. So why does this matter? Because universities shape research hospitals, cultural life, internship pipelines, and long-term opportunities for students. The Northeast has a density of educational institutions that creates a very different ecosystem compared to many parts of the country. Number 7, older established towns where the feel is different. One of the biggest lifestyle differences between Florida and Connecticut is that many Connecticut towns feel older, established, and rooted. Instead of rapid development everywhere, you'll often see historic town greens, neighborhoods with mature trees, walkable centers with local shops, and community traditions that repeat every year. This is what people mean when they say New England charm. Practically speaking, it means towns often have a shared identity. In many places around Hartford, there's a rhythm to the year. You've got farmers markets, school sports seasons, fall festivals, holiday strolls, and for a lot of families, that sense of continuity and community is a big part of the draw. Number 8, the housing stock is older with lots of charm. Housing is another major difference. Connecticut homes are generally older than homes in many Sunbelt markets, with a median construction year around the mid-1960s, and many more a lot older. That means you'll see lots of architectural character, established neighborhoods, larger trees and landscaping, and homes with unique layouts and craftsmanship. It also means buyers need to pay attention to older roofs, insulation, older windows or electrical systems, and heating systems like oil or propane. In Connecticut, you're not just buying square footage, you're buying an era of construction, and that changes how people evaluate homes. Number 9, the long-term stability equation. For many families, this move isn't about the next 2 years. It's about the next 10 to 15. People considering Connecticut often say things like, we want schools we don't have to constantly second guess, or we want our kids growing up in a real community, or more importantly, we want stability. Well, Connecticut tends to attract families who are prioritizing community routines, long-term roots, and a lifestyle that feels predictable. This decision is often less about chasing something new and more about asking, where do we want our life to be anchored? And number 10 on the list is the insurance volatility that's pushing people to rethink Florida. The final reason comes up more and more often in conversations with Florida homeowners: insurance uncertainty. Homeowners insurance premiums in Florida have increased dramatically in recent years, and many homeowners have experienced significant fluctuations in their monthly housing costs. Even when homeowners can afford those costs, the uncertainty can create stress. People start asking questions like, what if this jumps up again? Or what if the coverage changes? What happens to my mortgage payment if insurance spikes? For some homeowners, the move north isn't about abandoning Florida. It's about wanting a situation that feels more predictable long term. Now, before anyone in Florida starts jumping in the comments, yes, there are absolutely things Florida does better than Connecticut. If these things are your top priorities, Florida may still be the better fit. First up is the weather. No question about it, Florida wins weather. Full stop. If warm temperatures and sunshine year-round are your ideal lifestyle, Connecticut winters will be a major adjustment. Next up, no state income tax. Florida doesn't have a state income tax, and Connecticut does, and that difference matters a lot for many households. And if you're into a beach lifestyle, Florida's beach lifestyle is difficult to match anywhere else, even with the Long Island Sound. While Connecticut has its shoreline, it's not the same year-round beach culture. Newer housing. Florida has far more new construction and master plan community. Connecticut homes tend to be older, require more evaluation and maintenance. And then there's the retirement ecosystem. Florida has built an entire ecosystem around retirement living. Connecticut tends to attract more families and professionals. So is moving to Connecticut from Florida worth it? It often is for people who are prioritizing different things, like strong public schools, community, stability, proximity to major cities, shorter commutes, and a more established environment. But it may not be the right move if you prioritize year-round warmth, beach living, low taxes, and brand new housing. The decision isn't really about which state is better, it's about which one fits the stage of life you're in. If you're considering a move to Connecticut, the biggest mistake people make is thinking about the state as one single lifestyle. Even within the Hartford metro area, towns just 10 to 15 minutes apart can feel completely different. And if you want help figuring out which towns might actually fit your lifestyle, commute, and budget, feel free to reach out. And if you want a deeper breakdown of the Hartford metro area, check out the next video where I walk through the entire region on a map and explain how the towns actually work. And if you like my content, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I come out with a new video every single week breaking down the real pros and cons of living in the Hartford metro area. Before I go any farther, check the comments below where you can download the relocation guide. If you're seriously considering making a move from Florida to Connecticut or anywhere else in the United States to Connecticut, this relocation guide will break down everything there is to know about living in the Hartford metro area.